Hello, I'm Chris Hammond and this is Natasha. We're going to go through on how to measure yourself for one of our Hammond Drysuits. Some good tips. And the first great tip is not to measure yourself. We see too many people trying to do this and making some very terrible mistakes. Always have somebody else with you to do your measuring. And again, measure twice. It makes a big difference. You need to be wearing some light clothing like Tasha's here, t-shirt, light jeans, something along those lines. Nothing too heavy. If you've got the big thick woolly jumpers and you're measuring over these, we're going to make the suit too big for you. Don't make allowances. We do the allowances. Measure exactly, tell us, and we will make the suit to the right size for you. So don't think you need a loose fitting suit, I want it bigger, so you put bigger measurements down. Don't do it, it's not worth it. Also, shoes, get rid of them, stocking feet. If you're measuring for a diving suit, the undersuits can get quite bulky. Anything above 100 GSM, I need to know about. We allow for 100 grams, but anything bigger, please tell us. And if you have got something bigger, measure without your undersuit everywhere, as you would, like I'm going to do with Tash here, and also measure your hips, your chest, and your calf with your undersuit on. Your calf is the biggest thing that bulks out for us. We see it can add up to 4 inches in circumference. If that's the case, we will need to know how far we've got to come around your calf with this big undersuit. Okay, we're going to start doing some measurements, so Tash, you can stand on the measuring chart for us. Now, we need obviously to start with the full height, so it's height to the ground. The next one is your shoulder to ground measurement, which you can come down and stand onto the shoulder, this point, or should I say this point, all the way to the ground. Now most people haven't got a lovely height measurable like we have, so if you can stand up. But you can compromise with a book. Something square, you'll know, against the wall, book on here, straight down. And if Tash walks away now, we can measure from that point to the ground, knowing that is exactly right. Now, we need, which you can also stand here and come down and do exactly the same measurement to the shoulder. Now, we see people taking measurements from the end of the shoulder and not the top of the shoulder. The measurement is needed at the top, just below the ear. Some people's shoulders slope away, and if that's the case, especially right below the ear, we need this measurement. We then go on to inside leg. Now, the inside leg is taken from the top of the crotch all the way to the ground. Make sure the person's being measured, your trousers are pulled up. Because if your trousers are hanging down, you measure from them, you're going to give us a too short inside leg. So you're going to, careful to there, and all the way to the ground, making sure your legs are not too far apart. By taking the shoulder to ground and the inside leg measurement, the inside leg away from the shoulder to ground, gives us your torso length, it gives the torso length. Okay, so now we're going to start at the top, neck measurement. Always remove hair. And measure around the centre of the neck. Now with the guys, you'll need to do it just below the Adam's apple. Then your wrists, measure both. Right round, not too tight, but it has to be touching. The same on the second. As long as you're within half an inch, quarter of an inch, I do apologise, within quarter of an inch of each other, it's not a problem. 6 and 6 1/4, it's not going to make any difference. If you're above that, then you've got to let us know. Okay, we then need chest size, the widest part of the chest, and for the ladies we then need just below the bust as well as. This will give us a frame size. We then need a waist measurement, which will be the narrowest part of your waist, and then your hip measurement. Now your hip, it can either be your hip or the widest part of the seat. It's mainly the widest part of the seat that we're looking for. We then go on to the thigh, right at the top of the thigh as we need to know. Right in, and then the calf, and again widest part of the calf around the leg, and then we will need where that widest part of the calf is to the ground. So from that point to the ground, we will need to know that, and that determines on certain boots, etc., if we've got to allow for things. We've then got to have a wrist to wrist measurement. Now wrist to wrist measurement is taken with your arms in front like this, and you go from one wrist bone right down, right round the back, and right up to the other wrist bone. Now this is the longest your arms are going to be. Yeah, it tells us that you can reach forward when you're in your suit. If you do it this way, it is wrong. They're much shorter this way. When you bring your arms forward, your suit will be too small for you. Now there's a couple of other suits that we make. An HS suit which has got a neoprene bottom half to it. If you're looking at buying one of those and you're measuring yourself, do take your waist, hips, thigh, knee, calf and ankle all against the skin. We do need to know the size. There is something that I have omitted to say is shoe size. We will need your shoe size in this. Now this is a UK size, a European size or a US size, not centimetres or inches, but do tell us. Now if you're looking at this and you're thinking about waders, we also need an underarm measurement right underneath this arm, because we will tell us that is where the top of your waders are going to sit. So again, it's that point to the ground. This can be done in exactly the same with a book up against the wall, the book under the wall, walk away and take those down. Now, these can be a little confusing sometimes. If you're having any issues while measuring, pick up the phone and talk to us. I'm happy to talk to anybody about measuring at any time. Or if you want to email us, our email addresses are up there on our website. Many thanks for watching this video, and I do hope it's been some help to you. Thank you.